Okay, for problem number 3, we have to write the equation, and we're going to write it in the form of f of x equals ab to the x. In our table, we do not know the a value, but we can find the b value. So to find the b value, we're going to take and create a ratio. I'm going to take 32 and divide it by the previous output of 16, and that gives me 2. So my b value is 2. Now, again, we can put 2 in for b, but we don't know a, so we have to use one of the ordered pairs. So I'm going to choose 5 and 16. I'm going to plug in 5 for x and 16 for f of x. So I'm going to have 16 equals my a, again, we do not know. My b value, the multiplier is 2, and my exponent is going to be 5. So 5 comma 16 is what I plugged in. Nothing to do on the left side. We're going to raise 2 to the 5th, which gives me 32, and 32 times a is 32a. Now we're going to solve for a. Divide each side by 32 and simplify. So a equals 1/2. So my a is 1/2. My b we said was 2. And now we can make our equation. F of x equals 1/2 times 2 raised to the x. Because my b value is greater than 1, we have an exponential growth, and we can find our y-intercept by plugging 0 in for x. So once I plug 0 in for x, 2 to the 0 is 1, times my 1/2 gives me 1/2. Now let's do a quick sketch. I have 0 comma 1/2. Our asymptote is y equals 0, and this is a growth. Our domain is going to be all real numbers. X can be anything. The range is from 0 to positive infinity, and then our end behavior. As x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches 0. As x approaches positive infinity, f of x approaches positive infinity. Now, to find our a rock, we're going to find the slope of the secant line from when x is 5 to 8. Luckily, we have a function table that gives us these 2 points. So when x is 5, f of x is 16, and when x is 8, f of x is 128. So I'm going to write my 2 ordered pairs. 5 comma 16, 8 comma 128. I'm going to find the difference of the y's over the difference of the x's, and that's going to give me 112 over 3. So we can just write 112 over 3 for our a rock. Let's do number 4. Same idea. We're going to write the equation in the form of f of x, ab to the x. So let's find the b value. I'm going to take these last 2 outputs and compare those to find the b. So b equals 36 over 108. When I simplify this, I get 1/3. So that's going to be my b. Then I'm going to pick a very small ordered pair to plug in for my x and f of x. My f of x is 36. My a we do not know. The b value is 1/3 raised to the negative 2. When I evaluate 1/3 to the negative 2, that really becomes 3 to the positive 2, which is 9. So I have 9a. Now we're going to solve for a. divide each side by 9, and my A value is 4. A is 4, B was 1 over 3. This tells me I'm going to have a decay because my B is between 0 and 1. The equation is f of x equals 4 times 1/3 raised to the x. My y-intercept, when I plug in 0 for x, anything reached the 0 is 1 times 4 gives me 4. 0, 4. My quick sketch, asymptote, y equals 0. My y-intercept is 0, 4, and it's a decay, so it's going to be decreasing. All real numbers for my domain. My range goes down to 0 without touching it and goes forever up. My end behavior, different than the last one. As x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches positive infinity. As x approaches positive infinity, f of x approaches 0. So, the A rock. When x is negative 5, we have that ordered pair. Negative 5, comma 972. And then we have when x is negative 3, we have 108. So we're going to have 108 minus 972 over negative 3 minus negative 5. I have a positive 2 on the bottom. And then I'm going to calculate and get a negative here. 972 minus 108 is going to give me 4, 0. So 804. And then 2 can go into that. And that is our A rock.